Oh.
Hey!
Hey!
We're live!
We did it!
Fingers crossed. Am I in the picture?
You are in the picture.
Welcome back to the Swordcast Adventures plays
That's
Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Unless anybody has anything special they want to share or speak about, we can just hop right into things.
Or forever hold your peace. Or pieces. Depending on who you are.
Or yeah, fair enough.
Oh no, I don't have a pencil.
I just want to welcome all of you viewers at home. Welcome.
Welcome. I don't.
Welcome.
Damn.
No, I just
It's cold.
Welcome.
Alright, so last time we left off with some very exciting stuff happening.
Yeah.
Last time the group here had made their way through the sewers into a layer of ne'er-do-wells.
That's the word I used too.
As they made their way through this sewer layer hangout area, they stumbled across a few things. They found a couple goblins hiding out with some arrow slits carved into the wall that they were able to shoot some people with.
Yep.
Did some alright damage. They hit Renair with an arrow in the back. I know Brago took some damage. Savian also.
That's true. That was 2 sessions ago.
I mean, I took some damage.
I nearly lost some mental capacity.
After them making their way through the first couple rooms, they found themselves in a room with a Durgar and a previously seen human that was bald and covered with eye-shaped tattoos from the yawning portal that caused a scuffle. But you all made quick work of the two of them. But you did see that they were, for some reason, wedging a bunch of stuff in front of a door, trying to keep it closed. You guys decided that it'd be best to leave it so and made your way through the rest of the layer. You guys ended up coming upon a scene where you guys had found the person you were looking for, Floon, but he was on the floor underneath the boot of a large half-orc in purple robes with a flaming fist above him. And then towards the back of the room, sitting in a almost throne-like chair, was a creature with pink skin and large bulging eyes and tentacles where a normal mouth should be. After a very hectic battle with said being.
With our DM giving us many opportunities to run. I think I remember 3.
I was busy taking a dirt nap, so...
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
I was busy seeking revenge.
The creature ran into another room where it opened up a portal to somewhere and ran through it. And Zin here thought it best to find out where it went. So after chasing it inside, and then after Savian following, and Qualis following, you guys were actually able to kill it.
We did
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly.
I did not think it was going to happen, but you did. But in return, it munched on Qualis' face and ripped it
brain
off.
Yep.
But then, the 2 remaining party members found out that that portal was one way, and were then in a very precarious situation where they found themselves wandering around some sort of subterranean palace?
Thing?
Something.
layer.
There.
And
While the word I would use, I think.
While they wandered around and tried to figure out how to get out, Sarmay and Brago decided that they were not following.
Technically, Brago didn't make the decision.
That's true.
That's true.
Sarmay did decide to stay behind and help Brago. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's the reason I saved them.
Yep.
And you did. You got unconscious, and the 4 that were remaining decided to leave. You guys headed back to the Omnium Portal and met Lolo, and brought him his friend back. At which point he told you guys that he didn't actually have coin to pay you in, but instead had the deed to a property in the North Ward, which he offered up.
Yeah, we're getting a layer.
He also did say that upon inspection of the property and your guys' approval that you guys would be able to take it over and he could set up a transfer of the deed, making it official. While that was happening, the 2 wandering through the palace found some very interesting rooms containing some very interesting things. but eventually found their way through a secret door into what ended up being a fighting pit, where they found a minotaur wailing on a small halfling woman. But having walked out of a secret door in the middle of a wall, it kind of called a bit of attention to yourselves.
Well, I thought there were more people in there.
I
got the impression I was going to be
recap. It's
yeah.
I really
was
thought
the impression I was going to be able to blend into a crowd.
into the crowd. Like, no.
We were wrong.
You were very
Yeah.
wrong.
After some conversation with a dwarven gentleman that seemed to sit at the top of this bleacher staircase area in an large open alcove, and after sharing some very interesting information with them, to save your own ass,
Yeah.
That's
Which-
what I did.
ended up working.
Yep.
You guys
You're
were allowed to
alive
leave
somehow.
with your lives.
You're alive now.
And some other things.
Yes. And you guys were shown a staircase that led you back up to the sewers in a different area.
Savian made some crazy promises.
That you did.
You got a plushie?
I got some kind of plushie.
Plushy beholder.
Demonic beanie baby.
Hey,
Not
Yeah.
demonic.
can I ask a question
Sure.
as a table talk about that plushie beholder?
Yeah.
Have we happened to see a plushie beholder similar?
You have.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to ask. Confirming.
Specifically him, or
Oh, we all did.
Everybody did.
I thought so. Also, I didn't because I was dead. But like, that's besides. Qua's just sitting up.
Bob Lob Zlob Lob.
Blah 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 blah.
Zoblobs. It was like, it's a,
Purple bead, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The purple
it looks
chop.
just like the stuff when we saw that.
Oh.
Very similar.
Okay.
I mean, there's no like production
I mean,
line, I'm
it's-
guessing,
yeah,
so like,
it's-
you're not gonna get
It's a
exactly the
stuffed
same.
Right.
purple
Got it.
In a
beast with
fantasy
eye
world.
stalks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Crap. No, basically, as you guys are getting your deed, and Willow's like, I don't really have money. Quilla's just sitting up like, fools.
and that's pretty much where we left it.
Nope.
So, to start us off, we're going to go with Brago and Sarmea. As you guys make your way through the streets of Waterdeep towards Sarmea's family's home, you guys are walking through the streets, and as you do, a thick snow starts to fall, as it is in the middle of winter, and you guys are walking through the streets.
Of note, I definitely left the bar with the bottle of strong stuff. And I don't know if you took yours or if I think you chugged yours.
I think I chugged mine.
I still have mine as it's
Yeah.
snowing.
Mine's in my belly. But
As
as it gets sort of colder, I'll sort of like cinch up my trench coat or button the top buttons, and I'm just turning to Sarmaya and so what kind of place do you live in?
Typical apartment in the southern ward?
An apartment. Is it nice?
No.
No. Oh, well, I can't say my place is much nicer, but we'll see.
It's warm.
That's a start.
There's always good conversation and company,
Wait, how many live there?
including me. 6.
Sure. Wow, that's. You guys sleep like on top of each other?
I mean, there are bunk beds, so technically.
Fair.
My parents might sleep on top of each other.
I guess they do that. They did at least once because you're here.
Twice.
Twice.
At least.
As a brother.
At least.
4 times.
I would say.
I think at least 6.
Oh, so it's
No
not,
twins?
Not a Willy Wonka.
Oh, there is a pair of
situation.
twins.
So,
You don't
5.
have
At least.
Sarmea has
bedridden
not put it, like,
grandparents.
not counted how many times she thinks her parents have boned.
Why not?
I wonder what kind of thing can you do with horns?
It's the prehensile tails you got to really worry about.
Oof, yeah,
Yeah.
that seems
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Wow, they're sneaky.
Let's not never find them again. Let's have our own adventure. Without that.
We can
DM role playing idea.
We can
We can just leave.
Anyway, so do you guys do anything else while you're on your way back?
I think for me it'd just be a conversation. If you have any
Yeah.
questions about my family and stuff, and while we go from here to right here.
So what do you do for a living?
Oh, you know.
I don't, sorry.
Did you see the thing I was doing at the Yawning Portal, fire and stuff?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I make money doing that and other things.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Waterdeep?
About 20 years.
I just got here myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of dwarfs. There are some here, but
Well, there's not as many here, but I've never really lived in a place where there were a lot of dwarves, so I can't say that I know what that's like either.
do you like tieflings?
Fair enough, sure.
You're about to be around a lot of them. That's my neighborhood. All tieflings.
Your whole neighborhood?
Pretty much. You know, walk or two.
Are the buildings fireproof?
In the
No, but we are.
In the tiefling ghetto.
You know, a thing about Waterdavians is we're all very proud of our city. We, my neighborhood takes care of each other.
But, like, what about...
We don't burn each other's buildings down. When I practice, I don't do it indoors.
That seems noble, but what if you get drunk?
Hopefully you just have enough people around you to keep them doing something stupid. Or the watchful order will come in or the watch.
That's good. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Curious. Well, I admit I have some reservations about that much company, but
I can make it so we'll sleep in a room with no one else.
okay. Well,
Not sharing a bed.
okay. Alright.
Separate beds.
I see. Okay. Okay.
If that makes you uncomfortable, especially.
I mean,
If you're into it.
Or you can stay with my brothers in their room on their bunk beds.
If you're into
I don't
there.
know your brothers very well, but I mean, like, I do have a place. It's a bit farther, but we're headed towards the southern ward,
Mm-hmm.
and we're coming from the castle ward.
From the Yawning Portal, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking I might just head back to my place, but I kind of want to be around for getting the deed in the morning. So, yeah, we'll just head to your place, and after we get the deed, we can figure out the rest of the details.
I'll even let you bathe first.
I think that is probably a good choice.
Alright, so you guys continue on your way. It takes you probably, it's a bit of a trek, so it takes you probably about 30, 40 minutes before you guys get there. Yeah, you get there and you see a pretty average looking apartment building, nothing fancy, but it doesn't look like rundown or anything like that. Sarmea leads you right up to the place that's theirs. And you guys walk in, and when you walk in, you see that at first there's kind of like a seating area / dining room. There's a It's got wood flooring all throughout it, dark colored wallpaper. As you walk in, to your right is like a long dining table. It's got chairs set up around it. To the left, your immediate left, you walk in and there's a staircase that goes up a couple steps and then takes a hard right and goes up to another floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the bottom of that staircase, there is a couch at the bottom. And on the couch is a tall, copper-skinned male tiefling with long purple hair, and he's wearing like dark-colored clothing. And he's just kind of like sprawled out, one leg up on the couch, just passed out. As you guys walk in, you see that looking straight back, you see an island kind of counter and a small kitchen area. And standing behind the island is a short, stout human woman with brown skin, short, thick black hair, black eyes, and she seems to be wrapping up a few small parcels of cheese. To the left of the small kitchen area is a small table with a sewing machine on it, and sitting at the sewing machine is a younger tiefling man, thick black hair. You see long black horns that kind of come out of the hair and curve back. He's got a forked tail that is kind of like raised up in the air and twitches every couple seconds as he's like focused on what he's working on. And you see him. He seems to be working on what looks to be like a long red coat.
Mm-hmm.
And he barely looks up from his machine as he's working. As you guys enter, but the woman in the back. You see this large smile come across her face, and she kind of lightens up and says, Sarmea, you're home.
Brought a friend.
I see that.
We'll just like smile and wave.
We really need baths.
And then the stench kind of hits her, and she's like, oh, where have you been? I thought you were performing.
I was. And then there were some sewers.
Sewers?
I'm going to get my friend set up in the bathroom. This is Bragos. This is my mom, Mifra.
It's lovely to meet you, Brago.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm gonna like reach out a hand.
And she like kind of hands covered in like cheese, but she kind of grabs a towel and wipes it off and reaches out to shake you.
Yeah.
All the while, she's still like kind of like trying to not be rude, but like it's very obvious that the pungent odor is a bit offensive. And yeah.
So I take you upstairs to the bathroom and get you set up in the tub.
As you go to head upstairs, Yifra calls out, be quiet as you head up there. Ebros is sleeping.
Is Ark still at work?
I haven't seen him yet, so he must be.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up and take you to the bathroom.
Sweet. I'm gonna take a bath.
Cool.
I go downstairs and talk to my mother.
Anything in particular? Or?
I'm going to tell her, essentially about my night and the crazy stuff, and I'm going to give her details about the Mind Flayer and tell her about Volo. I'll say what I'm going to say to her when meeting Volo. Mom, I met Volo.
Really?
Yeah. And...
How was he?
Poor. But he's giving me and my friend a deed to a house in the North Ward for helping him.
A house?
A house, Mom.
Is this before you told her about everything that happened, or after?
This is going to be after.
Well, it sounds like you did do him quite a deed.
A house, Mom. I don't know how many rooms it has. Apparently it's haunted or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you accepted it, knowing it's haunted.
Well, we haven't signed the deed yet, but it's free.
I guess there is that. Have you seen it?
Nope. Gonna go see it tomorrow, after we sign the deed.
After you sign the deed?
Yeah.
Is that wise?
What could go wrong?
It's a house.
I don't have to pay for it.
But if it's not in good shape, you will have to pay for it. one way or another.
Could I just abandon it?
I don't think it's that easy.
What do you mean?
If you own it, you're responsible for it and responsible for its taxes.
But my name will be on it.
She kind of like gives you this like big smile, like duh.
Oh, well, maybe I'll go see it first.
I would suggest you do so.
What else do you suggest I do about the house?
I mean, I would say that's it. Take a look at it and see how it is before taking responsibility for something that is a great deal.
Yeah. Okay.
But before that, you really need to go bathe.
Yeah, I'll go see if he's done. Oh, Sarmara reaches in her coin purse, takes out 5 dragons. I have more money, and hands it to her mom.
She takes it and puts it away. And the whole time you guys are talking, you're kind of she's finishing up, wrapping up a couple more parcels of cheese, and she kind of ties them off with some twine. Yeah, and then you head upstairs.
Head upstairs, check on you in the bathroom.
Oh, just finishing up now. Sorry if I'm slow.
Do you have a change of clothes?
I don't.
Alright, I'll find you some. We can wash your clothes tomorrow.
Okay.
Or
Well,
tonight.
I mean, I appreciate that. I can get some more clothes at my place when I go back to it tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, just something to spend the night in would be nice.
Alright, I just am gonna go into my parents' room and grab a change of clothes. Just a pair of pants and a shirt.
You're able to find that easy enough.
It'll fit, maybe, hopefully.
It's not quite.
You're
fit.
shorter?
I'm shorter, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of bunching at the bottom.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I will take the clothes that she gives me. I'll dress in them. I assume that they fit awkwardly. And,
Definitely.
I will, yeah, as I make my way out, I will just sort of, I'll turn to you and I'll just be like, so, you're kind to me, but we only met today. Why?
Why am I kind to you? I mean, you haven't been mean to me,
That's true, but
and you're not from here, and I love it here. I want people to love it here.
I appreciate that. People usually want something. As my mother used to say, you always should find out what people want. And didn't make a lot of random friends where I came from, so it's not something that I'm used to just casually running across. So.
Well, now that I'm thinking of it, this house, my mom made a point that maybe we want to look at it before we sign the deed, because we would be responsible for taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I assumed we were going to look at it before we signed the deed.
Yes.
That is part of why Volo took the deed back. He did mention to you guys that upon your approval of the property, he would make the transfer.
Okay. I don't know if there's going to be fees involved with that, but we'll have to figure that out.
You do remember that he did mention fees, and Renee gave him a bag of coin.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will mention that. Be like, didn't Renee?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, we may have to do something to, deal with the spirits in the house.
Yeah. We should maybe talk to, like, a holy person or someone.
Yeah. I don't really know many holy people.
I can't say that I do either.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I know where all the big temples
You
are.
know one less. Unbeknownst to you.
Well, no, beknownst to them, because they think we're
they
all
guess
dead.
we were dead.
So they know he's dead.
Yeah.
They don't know we're not dead.
Yeah.
Let me
We'll
show you
never
where we're
find
sleeping.
out.
Because we're leaving.
Yes, that would be great.
Because fuck this town.
Off to Baldur's Gate.
Right?
Then
Done with mind players.
I'm gonna show Drago where we're sleeping. So I take him into a bedroom that has 2 smallish, like twin-sized beds in the real world in it, with some nice, I think I picked blue bedding, and just some shelves with random things on it.
You take him into your and Arxier's room.
Did I pick sharing a room with Artsy or with Ozzy?
Pretty sure it was Arxier, and then Ozzy and Ebro share a room.
Okay, yeah, the one with the out the bunk beds. Yeah, I take him into that room. We're sleeping here. I really need to bathe. Make yourself at home. If you need something, my mom's downstairs.
I appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
I go and take my bath.
Okay.
And I take my time.
Yeah.
It's like some weird high school boyfriend girlfriend.
It's like the parents know about it,
It's
but that
adorable.
makes it even more awkward.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so glad I'm not there.
No
It's
doors
so
closed.
fucking
yeah, right.
Use the room for the Holy Ghost.
No, that's in the next house.
I'm not haunting them. Come on.
We don't know that yet.
Rude.
Alright, yeah, so you take your time, you take your bath. Do you guys do anything
I just
else
finish up
particular?
and I go back in the room. Are you sleeping by the time I get back?
Mm-mm. No, I'll just be sitting there I've got like my maul on the ground and I'm just like turning it in my hands, like watching it spin and then turning it, watching it spin as it sits on the ground.
Nice.
I think by now I would have finished my bottle.
Okay, so you drank it in the bath?
Yeah.
Drunk classy.
Bath beer.
It's important.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I actually don't even know what it is. I just asked for the strongest thing, but black whiskey? Who knows?
Booze.
Bath
Bath
beer.
beers.
Right.
Bath spirits.
Bath
Bath
Bath spirits. I
Better
like
than
that.
best salts, I guess.
There you go.
And then, well, do you need anything else? I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you should definitely go to sleep then. I appreciate having a new friend. Thank you very much. This is very nice.
Heads up. My house is pretty quiet right now. It will not be quiet in the morning.
Oh? Is that because there's a lot of people?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
That's what they call
Tiefling band practice.
All my bard friends come over. Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Yes, you guys bed down for the evening, and then we will go back over to Zen and Sabian. So as you guys are leaving, the trooper that had taken you to your exit leaves you at the bottom of the stairs. He just kind of like opens the door and just points a big hand like up the staircase, and you see it like spirals up, and it's a long staircase. It takes you guys probably at least 5 minutes to get all the way up. Like like as you're walking, it goes up like a couple hundred feet.
Got it. Alright.
But the entire time you're walking up this whirling staircase, all of the walls are just covered in these eye-shaped carvings that glow purple, just like the pillars that you saw in Promenade. And then as you get to the top, you come to this plain stone-looking door that just pushes open out into the sewers. And that's where you guys now stand.
Do we recognize the part of the sewers we're in currently?
Just by looking around, being in the sewers, no.
Okay.
Is it? What sort of options do we have in terms of direction, or like, is it just like a long sluice way, and we have
Kind of, yeah. You can go like left or right, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we should just look for a ladder, right? To get to the top, to get to the street.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of want to see if we were close here before we got teleported. I don't know. is there any eye-shaped carvings or thieves' camp around or anything?
Make a perception check.
Nope, natural 1. Don't see shit.
Oh, good.
No, I mean that's about
Yeah.
it. He doesn't see shit.
Yeah.
I see shit.
You see shit floating by you
Honestly,
in number.
I think it might
It's on a
be
log.
more useful in the long run to know what entrance to the sewers is closest to here, rather than where this is in comparison to where we were before.
That's fair.
If you know what I mean, like.
That's fair. Maybe let's just choose right this time because left worked out so well last
Yeah.
time. So,
So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we go right and look for the closest ladder.
yeah, we're just make our way through the tunnels and look for either. I'll be on the lookout for more eye-shaped stuff, but we're also trying to get out.
Yeah.
I guess.
At this point, I just want to be out of the sewers. So I'm
Yeah.
just like looking for.
I'd say roll a perception check then, as you guys are looking for a way out.
A little bit better. 12 for me.
Dirty 20.
30-20. So it doesn't take you very long. You guys said you go right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys head right, and after making like 1 or 2 turns, you see a ladder that rises up. And you just go up it.
Yeah, I mean.
does this look like it goes up to the street or up to like a dwelling? Or
It looks like it goes up to like a manhole cover type of
Okay.
So then probably just
Then yes,
street, yeah.
definitely.
I would definitely
pretty
want
similar to what it looked like when you guys entered. the
kind of
sewers.
like lift it up slowly and like like cartoony like before either of us.
So
goes
as
out.
you
Ninja
kind of
Turtles
Then
style.
also like you should probably go up first because you're much quieter than I am.
That's true. All right, I'll go first.
So
I'll do the Ninja Turtles too.
So as you do the peek, you kind of look around. You don't see a whole lot, but you do see that you seem to be in the middle of the street somewhere, and it is snowing.
Okay.
Can I tell her what's up? It's snowing. It seems pretty dark around.
Oh yeah, it's pretty late now.
I would assume. I think we're good to go, and so I'll carefully slide the cover over, and then I'll like do a more full sweep.
As you look around, you guys find yourselves in the Sea Ward.
Got it.
This is weird,
Yep, you find yourself in the Sea Ward.
eh?
And being that, especially you, Zin, you've been here for a while, you're easily able to find your way back to the entrance portal.
Deal.
The Sea Ward, okay.
What ward is the yawning portal in again?
The Castle Ward.
Castle Ward. Got it.
I really hope Volo's not there.
Roll for roll.
Rolo. Rolo for Rolo. The spouting fish was in the
Southern Ward.
Dock Ward.
Probably
Oh,
just
Oh.
been here,
Yeah.
probably.
I thought it was like a
that
few doors
means we
down from my house.
teleported
pretty
a
much.
long way,
Okay.
I think.
So how far across is Waterdeep? Out of curiosity.
It's like a couple miles.
Couple miles.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, like I said, to walk from the yawning portal to Sarmea's place was like almost an hour.
How close was that whole goblin mind flayer sort of complex to where we found the ladder to the spouting fish?
It was pretty close to it.
Okay.
So
we've traveled.
Close enough that it was only like a couple minute walk to get
I
there.
think we've traveled quite a way.
when we went to the portal and
I think we went across the city.
noted.
Does not look familiar. I haven't been to this part of the city very much.
No,
Well,
this is not where I generally hang out.
let's
So,
make our way to the yawning portal.
yeah.
Maybe our compatriots, if they survived, are still there, or went back there. Maybe.
We'll find out,
I
right?
guess so.
I mean, that's where my room is. So, like,
That's where my room
that's
is.
where I'm going.
Oh, I need you to come with me anyway. I mean, I really need. There's someone I need you to talk to with me. You just corroborate my whole story.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's fine. Like,
So-
absolutely.
How do you feel about criminal organizations?
Neutral.
I feel true neutral about it.
Well, depending on what happens, my superiors may want you to join, or may force you to join for your
As long
secrecy.
as I can keep killing monsters, I don't really care.
Good to know. We're gonna speak to my superior.
I mean, hell, if it's someone that can pay me for killing monsters, I'd be even more on board.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that happens. We could also just be executed for my treason. So,
Could just happen like that.
It's
Alright.
on the spot.
Don't you want to go?
I can't force you to go, but if your presence would make my story much more believable,
I mean,
much less likely to be executed.
If it weren't for what you had to say in that situation, I'd be dead. So, I'm not gonna abandon you now.
Good to
So,
know.
so I'm coming.
All right, let's go to the non-portal.
Yeah, so you guys make your way back. You find yourself nerds here again. It's like I said, you guys step out in the street, and it is definitely snowing outside. You guys do see that there are people in the bar, but with how late it is, you see that the crowd has definitely died down. Durnan is still behind bar, and then there's just a couple other patrons that seem to be floating around here and there. Nothing too crazy.
No bolos around.
No Volos, no Renair, no compatriots.
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, there's still like I said, there's a few people that are still drinking, but the tone has definitely died down a bit as it's now probably around like 2:30, pretty late in the evening.
I'll approach the bar and speak with Durnan, I suppose. Find my figurine.
I cannot remember the barmaid's name right now.
It's a
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Shit.
Okay, yeah. Is Bonnie there?
That's Bonnie right there.
That's what I figured. Cool.
Bonnie lass.
Well, my figure is trapped behind a wooden
Oh.
door, so we will just...
Wooden cage of emotion.
That's right. I'll approach Durnan and say, Durnan, when did Volo leave?
Oh, let's see. I must have been probably like hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
All right. You have baths available in this establishment?
Yeah, we can take care of you.
All right. Well, I'll order.
Oh, and then the smell hits you.
Yeah.
Well, it smells like you need it.
Yeah. I got in a little. We got in a
Where the
little.
hell have you been?
In the sewers.
Actually, yeah. Now
What?
that I think about it, once we're like considering the stench,
You know what? None of my
once we're
business.
inside, I kind of try to avoid Bonnie because like
Okay.
I don't want her to smell me right now, more or less. Like I want to just
Fair enough.
take care of that first.
Yes. 2 baths for me and my friend here.
Oh yeah, you got it. I'll go get him ready. And you see him leave, and he heads upstairs. And he comes back a few minutes later and says, "All right, they're up on the 3rd floor." And he kind of takes you up there and shows you where the bathrooms are. And
Okay.
all right, here you go. Fresh water's in the tub. Take your time.
On my way, I'll stop by my room and get an extra change of clothes.
Okay.
And then we'll bathe, I guess.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
You do the same.
Yes,
Grab extra
please.
clothes.
Yes, please.
After that, hopefully he's still awake. I think he should be done resting. I don't know if he's done resting yet or not, but we'll see. And I'll just take her to Starsong's door, and I'll knock on it.
Also in the yawning portal.
Also in the yawning
Okay.
portal.
Got it.
You guys go up to the 2nd floor.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
What?
Oh shit, that's cool.
What? Thank you for that.
Oh, tight on the room.
Well, it's okay. I can maneuver.
Maneuver. Wait, if we
God damn
yeah,
it.
here we go.
Maneuver.
There we go. So that's the second floor.
It folds over like that. Yeah, it does.
Uh,
Oh, I didn't film the camera. Sorry, camera.
So
Paparazzi.
Savian, your room is here.
okay.
Unbeknownst to you, before this evening, Zin's room is right across the hallway, and Dabble is in this room here, catty corner from yours.
All right. Once we meet, I guess change and meet out into the hallway after we figure out that we are rooms right across from each other. I'll go and knock on. We'll go and knock on Star Song's door.
So you knock on the door and you hear a, yes, who is it?
It's Savian. I have company. It's important.
And you hear a lock on the other side of the door turn, and he opens the door, and the two of you see standing there a tall sun elf with blonde hair who looks like this.
Like the
Oh
use
my.
of clothespins.
He's a fancy boy.
Is he a fancy boy? Oh, he's so fancy.
Oh,
looks like
so
He
fancy.
looks like a fancy boy.
Savian, how may I help you?
We should talk inside. Something has happened.
You sure you don't want to go downstairs and grab a drink?
Nope. Oh, I also leave the plushie in there.
Okay.
Because I don't know what it does.
Good
No, we should talk inside. You're gonna not want to be in public when you hear what I have to say, I think.
Shall we do this here or in your room?
Here.
And he kind of stands aside and opens the door.
This is my associate, Zin.
Zin, pleasure to meet you. And he reaches out his hand.
I hold out my hand. Firm handshake.
And you see him, he kind of strolls across the room and motions to the seats at the table in his room, and you see him kind of go sit down on the edge of his bed, and he reaches back and grabs this very, very beautiful lute, and you see along the body and up along the back of the neck is just this intricate, like leafy filigree that's kind of like carved into the wood, and he just sits there and kind of plucks away and kind of just looks to you to see what you want.
Well, so here's what happened. And I started in the story about how Volo asked us to go find Floon, and I tell him about the warehouse and how it's compromised probably, and that the city guard was all over it, and I told him everything we found there, and tell him about Neverember, and tell him how we got down in the sewers, and how I'm just going to tell him the whole story of how we got to the Mind Flare and how it followed him through the portal, and when we get to that part, I'll be like, and then I think we appeared in the Xanathar Guild Hall, Babel. It was full of eyes. It was just like Yagra told me. I think they're actually the beholder down there, an eye tyrant, whatever they call it. Iconography was everywhere. Then I'll just go on to tell them about everything that happened, and I will tell them everything I said to that dwarf. Like, I will just get God's honest truth.
Well, Sabian, it seems that your reckless curiosity has put us in quite a predicament.
Well,
To be fair, he followed me through the portal.
I knew what I meant when I said reckless.
it was reckless, but in doing so, I think I've gathered a lot of intelligence about the Xanathars. Layout of the Xanathars Guild Hall.
And they are also expecting intelligence from us. This is concerning.
I know. You might want to find a new warehouse in Valkyrie. put on airs that they knew where it was.
Well, we have establishments in a number of parts of the city. Moving our actions to another one should not be an issue. This new problem, however, needs to be dealt with, and it needs to be dealt with carefully, because, as I've said before, my main intention is to settle this feud that these ruffians have taken to blaming us for. I don't know why they blame us. They seem to know more than we do, which is also concerning. And now they expect to learn more.
We didn't come away empty-handed. I found this bag. I think it's magical to some degree. And I have this stone that the creature used to teleport itself to open the doorway back to the Xanathar Guild Hall.
I agree. I think we know how to get in, and I don't think they know that we know how to get in.
They didn't search us before we left. So,
Well, they may not be worried about you getting in, as it does seem like you were heavily guarded.
it was.
From the sounds of it, there were a lot of bodies down in that
You're not wrong.
hall.
And I can tell you all about the layout. And believe me, I didn't want it to go down this way, but we were trapped. I had no way. I had no
If it didn't
where to go.
down the way it did, I don't think we would have come out with our lives.
And I can believe me. I considered not telling him anything. But I think we have an opportunity here. We can turn the tables on.
Let's hope so.
I don't want to resolve this using violence either. Not until we know the full story.
Yes, violence should be avoided at all costs, possible. And yes, as you said, you are lucky to leave there with your lives, especially after seeing that they had a Minotaur amongst their ranks and a number of bugbears, as it sounds.
Yeah, they were quite flush with monstrous muscle.
It's true. And I'm not claiming to know anything about their organization or yours, but I think with the information that Sabian left with, that this could possibly be used to your advantage if thought about carefully enough.
Yes, this is going to require some thinking. I will have to contact some of my people and see how to go about this. For now, you should keep up airs, and if they contact you, tell them you're working on giving them what they want. Try not to give them any new information.
Will do. They also gave me a small plush doll of their leader.
See his
The
eyes kind of
visage.
narrow as he gets lost in thought, but continues to pluck on his loot.
I left it in my room because, frankly, I don't trust it. They said they would use it to keep an eye on me, I believe they said.
Interesting.
So I didn't bring it in
That's probably a wise choice. However, if they are planning on keeping tabs on you, and if that is a means of them to do so, you should keep it on you.
here. I will do so unless...
You said you found a bag.
yes.
May I see it?
I pull out the bag and toss it across the room to him.
He kind of inspects it, and it doesn't seem there's anything odd about it. But if you are concerned about this and there's these other items that you came out of here with, I'm not the best educated to decipher such things, but maybe if you were to take them to Schemo, he may be able to give you some more information.
Yes, Schemo. Yagra told me about him. He has a shop in the trade board. Yes.
He does.
Well,
Do you know of it?
I've never been there, but Yagra told me about it. I think in the morning I head that way.
Yes, you can find it in the trades world. It's called Weird Bottles Concoctions.
Okay.
And then he turns to Zin. Now, what about you? As he leans back and crosses his arms. What are your intentions with our organization now that you have been brought in so quickly into our fold?
To be honest, I don't really know. I don't think I've learned too much through this, but I respect what you do, and if you have any need of my services, I'd be more than happy to help.
He was a fierce warrior.
Well, I can say that whether you are looking to join our ranks or not, your Rastashizans have caused quite a trouble within our little organization.
And if there's anything I can do to resolve that, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, believe me, the both of you will be helping us in the very near future due to your lack of care. Think of it as a repayment for your mistakes. But if you are looking to join our numbers, we are always looking.
I'll keep that in mind.
It would be lucrative. It has proven to be for me.
I could use something a little more lucrative than what I've been doing, so
We can offer you lucrative. We can give you jobs that make good coin. And we can offer you protection.
those are all very good things. So
Well,
I wouldn't say no.
That's all I have. Star Song.
shall I take this as your initiation?
Yeah.
Fair enough. You see him stand up from the bed, and he walks over to the small desk along the wall here, and you see him scroll out something on a piece of parchment, and he kind of turns and walks over to a window and opens the window, and then walks back to the desk, and he holds up this sheet of paper, and he says, "Schema Weird Bottle," and you see the paper kind of like shift and then flatten out completely, and then it starts folding in on itself and turns into a small paper bird and flutters out the window. I've just sent Schema a message. He will be expecting you on the morrow. Do make sure that you and our new friend here are aware that you are with us. As for you, show him this as you are now part of our ranks. And he hands you a little something.
Rad. I'll show
Mmm. Jelly.
It's fine now.
Dibs.
Jelly.
We're married. What's yours is mine.
Yeah. So really, this is mine now. And I take it and I nod.
Until we next talk, please try and keep a low profile. We don't need this situation getting blown more out of control than it already is.
You have my word, Star Song. We will keep our heads down.
Agreed. I apologize that any personal vendettas of mine may have caused trouble for you, but I'm here to make good of what I did.
Good. I appreciate that from both of you. Is there anything else?
Not for me, anyway.
Well, then I suggest the two of you get some rest. You have had quite an exciting evening.
Pretty knackered.
Well then, I bid you all a good night. And he opens the door and holds it open for the two of you. And as you walk out, he says, Zin, welcome to the Black Network.
Thank you.
As I leave, I'll just turn to him and say, thank you for your consideration. Know that I have the network's best interests on my mind.
I hope so. And with the light of this new situation, whether you do or not, that will be shown soon enough. You will hear from me soon.
Good night.
And yeah, you guys exit.
I don't know about you, but I can use a fucking drink.
Yes, please.
You might not want to wear that.
I know, I'm not
If you
kind
kind of
put
club.
in game, I just want to put deep into a pocket,
Yeah.
not lazily on my chest. But out of game, I'm putting it on my sweater because it's rad.
It's her decoder ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go downstairs and have a drink
Yes, please.
or two, and then head to bed, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Our respective rooms.
So you guys have a couple drinks. I'd imagine some light conversation happens. But yeah, you guys head to bed and fall asleep.
I do have a thing I would like to do before falling asleep, though.
Do it.
So.
I actually want to ask you a question while we're having a drink.
Oh, sure. While we're having
Cool.
a drink, go right ahead.
What, pray tell, compelled you to follow that creature into that portal? It seemed quite foolhardy.
Well, my clan of Dragonborn was taken by his kind, or whatever, like
Their kind.
their kind. That's why I came here. That's why I'm trying to learn my trade, and I'm dead set on not just necessarily these creatures, but creatures who take advantage of the innocent. And I don't know if that particular creature had anything to do with the ones that took my clan, but I couldn't take the chance that it didn't. So I killed it.
That's fair. We might have done something that we may end up regretting. But
It's true.
know in the future.
Honestly, as a Dragonborn, you pretty much live for your clan, and that was taken from me. So instead, I live for this now.
Well, Black Network's your clan now.
I suppose it is.
And as your clanmate, I'll watch out for you if you watch out for me.
I hold up my glass.
And cheers.
Cheers.
And I'll say to the gimp.
You just feel like the back hairs on the back of your neck just like
And now you're being haunted.
If you could see him, just swipes
Well,
through. It doesn't actually do anything.
You're not being haunted. When you expire, this will trigger again.
you can go to the pottery wheel and ghost later if you want.
Let's try this.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't get the pottery wheel peripheral. Just making sure.
Hope you have that ready. No, I didn't mean to get killed. I don't think either of us meant to get killed.
No. I mean, to be honest, I didn't intend for anyone to follow me.
Yeah, I was just.
But
don't
I
know what
thank you
was
for
thinking.
it.
I didn't do it for you. I was really perturbed that I let that creature dominate my mind, and I just felt it couldn't happen again, so it had to die. And it got the better of me.
Well, vengeance was served on both of our parts.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But, come find me in the morning, I guess?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Alright. Alright. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. You got something you want to do?
Yes, I go back to my room, and I pull the goggles on my forehead, like down over my eyes, and I pull out the dead sturge that I collected from earlier, and I kind of like, I'm assuming there's probably like a table in my room.
Yeah, your room's right here, so you've got a couple tables.
So I lay it out on the table, and I pull out a few jars of liquid and stuff, and I pull out my little knife, and I probably cut it down the center and kind of pull out some organs and mix it with some other solutions, and I'm trying to make an elixir, but instead it just a little explosion happens and breaks the glass jar, and I'm just not there yet, and I can't do it, and I curse under my breath, and I just clean it up and go to bed.
Cool. So it kind of explodes, and you see a few of the glass shards get stuck into the wall behind it. So
Yeah.
you got to kind of pull them out as you're cleaning up, and you can definitely see where the wood is chipped from these shards of glass sinking into it.
Yeah, and after this whole thing fails, I before I go to bed, I sit in bed and kind of scroll through all the written notes I have and everything, of try to figure out what went wrong, and eventually kind of push it all aside and fall asleep.
Okay, cool. In the room across the hallway, Sabian, as you sleep, you feel yourself kind of drift off into a dream, if you will. As you're laying there, you kind of feel the light sensation of a breeze across your face. And as you sit there and kind of enjoy it for a moment, it starts to grow, and the breeze gets faster and faster until it builds up to this just whipping wind that is just rushing past you. And as it does, it just gets louder and louder. And then your eyes open, and you find yourself soaring through the sky above this endless sea of blue waves. You soar for what feels like forever, and then suddenly you just plummet straight down towards the water. And you just feel this explosion of water all around you as you hit the surface and dive deep. And then you find yourself in the middle of this beautiful reef, just surrounded by a plethora of different colors. Coral, it's some vibrant colors that cover every aspect of the rainbow. You see schools of brightly colored fish swimming by in all directions. And then as you're looking around, just kind of taking in this beautiful underwater scene, you notice off in the distance ahead of you 3 figures that seem to be coming towards you under the water. As they get closer, you look around and you see that there's more coming in every direction around you, almost as they're circling around you. As they get closer, you see that they're humanoid shapes, but they seem to have this brilliant blue skin and appendages that come off of their arms and legs and head that almost look like fins. And on their neck are these slits that every couple seconds seem to open and close. And they're humanoid, and they're humanoid sized, but for some reason you feel yourself towering over them. As you look around, they're now surrounding you on all sides, and they look angered, they look hostile. And as you're noticing this, you notice that you start to hear this weird popping and hissing sound coming from around you. And then you notice the water around you begins to boil and bubble as bubbles just start to streak up towards the surface. It kind of reminds you of what happens when water is being brought to a boil, but it's happening extremely quickly.
Okay.
Then, without warning, these sea dwellers just come rushing straight towards you. They have long spears and tridents that they're pointing right at you as they swim with breakneck speed. And ferocity that comes with something, only with something that has spent their entire life under the water. They get closer and closer, and as they're about to get right towards you, suddenly you just feel this explosion burst forth from you in all directions, like a geyser that was so backed up that it couldn't take it anymore, and magma hot water just shoots out from all directions around you. Your vision goes obscured as you're just surrounded by this swimming swirl of bubbles, and then you're just kind of looking around. You can't see anything but this white cloud of bubbles rising, and then it starts to settle, and as the bubbles thin out, you look around and you see all of these figures just floating there, mangled, dead, just decimated. You see one of them has slammed into a piece of coral that is just sticking right out of its chest, and its arm's been ripped off by another one. You look around and you just see this rainbow of colors. This coral seems to like float back down to the ocean floor where it's been broken off, and you can see pieces of like rock that have just been like blown away. And as you're looking around, just kind of taking in this scene of like now destruction, you feel this enormous shadow just roll over the top of you and the entire scene around you, and then goes away.
Can I like look up and see like what shape like?
So you look up and you see high above the surface of the water, you just see this large shape. It's too obscured from the waves to be able to tell what it is, but you just see it soar overhead.
Wow.
And then you make your way towards the surface. As you head up, you break the surface of the water as water just sprays all around you. And you look up and you see an island in front of you. An island that looks rather familiar, with a large castle sitting high up on a bluff.
Look like
It does. But as you're looking at this castle, you notice
I don't
that...
think pretty sure the audience could hear that.
I'm sorry, excuse me, what?
In the back.
it looks like a place I've been to before.
Hey, there you go.
That it does. But as you're looking at this castle, you notice that it looks off. It looks different. And then you notice that 2 of its 4 large towers are completely decimated.
Okay.
They're about half the size that they used to be. And as you're just kind of like looking at this scene of this place that you used to know that just looks so much different than it used to, you feel this shadow move back over you, but this time it doesn't keep moving. It stays right above you. And then you hear the sound of ginormous beating wings. And as you look up, you see this gargantuan form flapping enormous wings as it hovers above you high in the sky, blocking out the sun in such a way that when you look up to it, you can't make out much detail other than it just looks like this giant shadow that's blocking out the sun. But as it flaps its wings, every couple times that it does, it shifts slightly, just enough to where the sun hits it at the right angle, and you just see this red light kind of shine off of it as a sheen of red scales can be seen all the way down its elongated body and tail. And you just feel it staring straight at you. And it just sits there and watches you. And after what seems like an eternity, you feel yourself kind of pulling out of it. And as your vision starts to fade out to dark, you just hear this voice. This deep, rocky voice seems to come from all around you. Soon, I return. And then you sit up in your bed in the yawning portal, just sweating and breathing heavy. Do you, I mean, obviously you take off your armor when you're sleeping, but do you wear like a shirt, or do you...
I don't wear a
So-
shirt, that's for sure.
So you sit up and you're kind of just sitting up in your bed, breathing heavy, and just trying to take in everything that you just saw and trying to make any sort of sense of it. And as you're doing so, you feel the quick pattering of something wet kind of splash along your leg. And as you look down, you see the blue of the sapphire of your necklace kind of rocking back and forth slightly as a couple drops of water seem to fall off of it on your leg. When you reach up and feel it, you feel a large wet spot on your chest where the necklace was sitting while you slept.
I'll like grab the water and I'll taste it.
Tastes salty.
I'm looking
Your
at you
neck
for a
does feed on
reaction,
you.
and your reaction just,
Oh,
This
yeah.
is and I've not had a dream like this before. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I've
You don't
never-
know.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel. I just sort of shake my head. It's so weird. I just sort of hold on to the sapphire that I've had for many years, and I kind of like go back to sleep, just thinking about that time in my life and where I got this and what this could possibly mean.
Fair enough. And I'd say when you wake up, you probably got like an hour or two before daybreak. You definitely have enough time to go back to sleep and get your full rest. Yeah, and then everybody wakes up the following morning, and you all are level 2.
Yes!
I mean,
Hey, finally we can do some shit.
I can take more than a single hit. Yay!
There you go.
You can take 2 hits now.
Yeah, actually, maybe 3 for me because I'm a barbarian.
Still
but...
would have just about outright died from what I got last time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, that's a long rest. Spell slots are back.
Oh yeah.
That is true.
I got my rage.
Cool. And then, so Sarmea and Bravo, you guys wake up in the same room in Sarmea's family's house.
All right.
I would say I would try to wake up before him.
Okay. Well then, Brago, you wake up in that room. What?
Did you pieced out?
No, I specifically, I guess, I don't know how they wash clothes in D&D, but if I'm going to pick it,
Water.
I'm going to go to the bathtub and wash both of our clothes from the new floor.
Okay.
With prestidigitation.
I don't have prestidigitation.
I know. Sucks.
Oh, what was your boss's name again?
Dabble Star Song.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I actually noted it.
Mr. Fancy Esquire.
He answers by
The third.
The third.
Mr. Star Song. Dr. Star Song.
Is it the
my
third
father.
Esquire or Esquire?
Of the Hampton side.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, Brago, you wake up by yourself. What do you do?
Look around. Sarmaya's missing. Can I hear that she is? I don't know. Is the bathroom next door?
It's
or?
kind of across the hallway from the room that you guys are staying in. So
Yeah.
you wake up and if you're taking a look around, I'm not even going to make you roll a perception check for it, but the door to the room that you guys are in is wide open,
Okay.
and you just kind of hear sloshing of water coming
Okay.
from the bathroom.
As my am I see that my things are gone. My maul is still there. Yes.
Yeah, unless
I only
Sarmea did
took
anything. with
I
it.
only took his dirty ass clothing, and I guess his shoes.
Dirty
clean
ass
those too.
clothing.
I mean, that's kind of
Literally.
accurate. Yeah.
Well, I will get up and sort of do a quick look around the room to see if there's anything strange that might have happened in the night, and then I'll open the door to the hall.
Yeah, as you look around, things seem to be in the same place that they were. You don't see anything weird happening. But yeah, you kind of poke your head around and take a look down the hallway, and you see Sarmea down the hall in the bathroom, kind of bent over the bathtub, and that's where you hear that sloshing water coming from.
Okay. Is Is it crazy noisy in the house, like she said?
You can definitely hear a number of voices kind of chattering downstairs.
All right. Well,
They're definitely not trying to be quiet about it.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna walk to Sarmaya and say, "Oh, you did not need to do that." But
Kind of did.
well,
But it's almost done. You can go downstairs, see if breakfast is being made. Probably is. Someone's always cooking.
oh,
And you need to try the cheese.
the cheese. Huh?
Try the cheese.
Okay, I will go
Try
The
try
Great Water
the
Navy
cheese.
cheese curse.
Hell of a backstory.
Are you coming? Are you coming down? I don't.
I'll come down when I'm done. I just gotta hang these to dry.
Yeah. Really, thank you. Do you need a hand?
As you guys are having this
Nope.
conversation, you just hear a loud scream come from downstairs.
Happy scream, terrified scream.
Terrified.
That it worries me, or
I mean, you're kind of used to it.
okay.
I'm gonna do the huh, huh. What was that?
It's probably fine.
Okay. Try the cheese. Right.
Yeah,
I'm
try
gonna
the
just
cheese.
walk out muttering "try the cheese" to myself, and then I'll head downstairs.
So you walk downstairs, and as you're coming down, and you kind of like drop underneath that second level to where you can see down into the living area, you see on the couch is a smaller tiefling that you haven't met yet, and you see him like kind of cowering as this large spider is like looming over the top of him. And Arxir, her brother that you met from the other night, is across the room just laughing his ass off. And then you hear Yifra, "Ark, leave your brother alone! Quit tormenting him!" And then you see him kind of like shake his head, still laughing his ass off, and he snaps and the spider disappears.
Okay. I'm just gonna like stand on the stairs, just kind of looking for a second, like waiting to be seen.
And Arxir kind of looks up, but he's so like just enthralled with laughing his ass off, thinking that this was just absolutely hilarious, that he's not really able to say anything. But he looks at you, and then he just points at his brother and just starts cracking up again.
All right, I'm just gonna give the like laugh, and I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna like walk the rest of the way down the stairs and be like, "Hello, you must be Sarmai's family then."
Yeah, we met last night at the bar.
Right.
Awkward.
And as you walk down, you see that at the table is that tall copper-skinned tiefling that was asleep on the couch. He's now just sitting at the table, and he's got his legs kind of propped up on another chair, and you see him just kind of sitting back, just watching this scene. He's got kind of like a light smile on his face.
What was Yifra doing?
She was in the kitchen. She's in the kitchen. You see her kind of setting up a spread of food out on that like island counter area.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see a couple of the wheels of cheese that she was working on the night before. You see like there's a bowl of like hard-boiled eggs. There's some fruit set out, some bread. Nothing like too extravagant or fancy, but enough to make sure that everybody gets a decent meal.
Mm-hmm.
What color tiefling are you again?
Me? I'm light red.
Light red. Okay.
Okay. So Samaya said I should try the cheese. Is that right?
Oh yes, you should. You should definitely try this one. This is what I was working on last night when you guys got home. And she kind of has a parcel that's already unwrapped, and you see it's like a nice round wheel of cheese, and you can see that there's already like a good portion of it that's already been taken out of. And you see that it's kind of got like a white layer on the outside of it, and then the cheese in the middle is like nice and thick and gooey. It almost looks like a wheel of brie.
Okay, I'm into it. So, what do you call this?
This is just some goat's milk cheese that I've been working on for quite a while now. I feel like I've gotten the process down very well.
I see. Well,
It's one of my most popular.
Well, I'd love to try it.
Please help yourself.
You take a little slice. Eat it. Is it good?
It is. It's nice and creamy. There's not like a whole lot of like extravagant flavor, but it's just that nice, really smooth, creamy texture that is compliment of a really good breed.
Well, I'm gonna say, is there kind of hungry? Do you have any breakfast or I can eat cheese, but if I eat only cheese, it won't sit that well.
Oh yeah. Yes, please help yourself to anything you'd like. A friend of Sarmea's, this is your home as well as ours.
Oh, thank you. Well, as that's happening, I'm gonna like pull out like 2 silver pieces and put them on the table.
Oh no. That's unnecessary.
What? Okay.
Well, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
and she she reaches
If you're
across
out.
and takes it.
Okay.
You are playing the personalities I laid out perfectly. In my head, I started to say, but she'd probably take it, and then took it.
Cool. I'm gonna mark off 2 silver.
Delightful.
10 silver and a gold, right?
Correct. True.
10 shards and a dragon.
10 shards and a dragon, excuse me.
10 nips and a shard.
Dragons divide into 10 shards if you cut them.
You hit them hard enough with a hammer.
Yeah, they just
They split into 10 shards.
only
Now
ever
you
10
speak in
shards.
dwarf speak.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, so you kind of like start to dig into the food, and a couple minutes later, Sarmea finishes up and comes downstairs.
Before, yeah, no, it's fine.
Arxir, what'd you do this time?
Oh, Yifra actually chimes in. Oh, the usual, just tormenting your little brother. This time it was a spider.
I'm gonna point at sorry, I had to look at how I put the pronunciation. I'm gonna look at Ebros and point and laugh.
He
Good family.
kind of yells back, "It's not funny!"
But it is.
I love this. This is adorable.
I can't wait till our antics get your whole family coming.
We can tell who the optimist is.
That
Oh,
went.
I love it.
As a
Dark.
player, I love these people. They will never die.
You keep telling yourself that.
They're
invincible.
They will live forever in your heart.
That's true.
I know.
And in real life.
In make-believe real life.
And make believe real life.
Good.
That's what the business we're in.
This isn't make-believe, damn it, it's D&D!
Yep.
D&D is life.
Right.
With that, I'm gonna stealthily sleight of handy and
Sleight of handy.
A good old-fashioned slide of handy.
okay.
That's on the
This
second
really
day.
is the high school
That's
boyfriend sleepover.
Except for that was not the person I was projecting that to.
Whoa.
No incest.
Whoa.
Big cheek third.
Oh,
A
dear.
slide of handy. Love that. Keeping that one.
Oh yeah, that's like in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Definitely proficient in that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
I'm going to hand Ebros 2 towel.
Okay. Roll your sleight of hand.
What?
Towel.
That's
Towel.
a not natural 20.
Currency, not the.
The one that's like
drying
electron
object.
or whatever that no one uses.
It's not.
Well,
not
I know
electron.
it's not the same, but it's like the one.
Essentially, a
that no one
towel
uses as
is worth
much.
2 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh.
Codes.
It's
So I'm
worth 2
giving him like
dragons.
4 gold, but
Okay.
yeah. So I hand him that.
That's a lot of electric.
Is this a Waterdeep currency mostly?
Yep.
Okay.
I think exclusively.
It is.
Considering I've never heard of it until just now.
It's also 200 nymphs. It's 1 towel.
Thank you.
Assuming
Makes sense.
I'm
Wait,
saying
how long
it right.
have you been in
T-A-O-L.
Waterdeep character-wise?
It's like a couple of weeks.
Okay, like you're still okay.
Double check. Is it one of those ones that loses value? If
Yes.
You, yeah. Okay.
Towels and harvest and harbor moons.
Yeah.
lose value when
You
you
lose
the
fucking
city.
value if you don't use it in their.
Like
no
it
one's
is very
in their ward, right?
specifically Waterdeepian
Like-
No,
currency.
just in the city.
Just the city.
Just the
Yeah,
city.
it specifically says that. Yeah.
Yeah, use it before you leave.
Alright.
Okay. And so yeah, so you slip him this coin, and he's like, he takes it, but he's like kind of confused as why you're giving it to him.
I will.
But he pockets it anyways.
I'll whisper for the animals.
He doesn't say anything, but this huge,
She's a druid.
this
now.
huge smile, this huge smile just comes across his face, and he like shyly like kind of shakes his head and like tries to like same thing as stealthily as possible. He puts it in his pocket.
I'm just gonna say. Wait, was that whispered or was that spoken?
It
Whispered,
was
I think.
spoken. Well, I whispered it. Yeah. I would have used message, but when you use message, you have to whisper it anyways. So.
Whisper. Okay.
Whisper out kind of do it.
Yeah, and you see him kind of like after that, you see him perk up a lot. He's kind of like excited and just kind of like bouncing around on the couch, being a typical little 13-year-old kid.
Yeah, wait. So, what's the age ranges of all your non?
He's the youngest. Everest
Okay.
is the youngest. He's
He's
13. Arxir is 15. Ozzy's 18. And then my sister that doesn't live here is 22.
And you're 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Those are all my siblings.
20 or I thought you were 19.
Is it her birthday?
I'm 20.
Oh, you're
I'm
20?
19.
Okay.
If that is,
Oh, you're 19.
Yeah,
okay, that's where I got
Zin's the
confused.
youngest of the group.
which is like
Well,
not
not
19
I
in
knew somebody
Dragonborn
was 19.
years. It's more like
Yeah.
like but yes, I'm
19 actual years. Yeah, so after that, you guys,
Eat breakfast.
I would imagine, grub down.
Yeah. And then we were discussing out of game that we were trying to decide if we discussed the time with Polo and
Just said meet back in the morning.
at Yawning Portal.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll be there.
Oh, good.
I will.
What do you mean? You guys
Show
are
up
dead.
just in time after to watch us leave the city and never
Yeah.
return.
As far as like time wise for me goes, if they're going back to the Yawning Portal, just so you know, like I don't sleep well necessarily, so I'd probably be up relatively early and like downstairs and having like a morning beer, like you know,
Fair enough.
close to daybreak.
As
I
you
guess
do.
them morning beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, morning beers are the
Gotta
best.
start
It's-
Yeah.
Morning beer's best beer.
Yeah, so you guys
Melissa?
grub
Well-
down. Do you guys do anything else?
It's just
I'm gonna ask. I need to look up a vehicle specifically. I'm gonna just to the roomful of my family. Is anyone else heading towards the castle wood today?
I don't think so.
You're
Have you seen outside? It's weather's not great.
Yeah, I have to go back to. Yeah, but you remember what we talked about last night, Mom? Are you my
I mean,
mom?
I do.
Yeah.
Best Dungeon Master question. Are you my mom right now?
No, I will. Give me about 10 seconds. I just gotta get in that headspace, that mom headspace.
I love it.
the mom's face.
Mom's
Mom's space. It's like MySpace for moms.
Remember what we talked about last night, Mom?
I do,
Gotta go take care of that.
as you should.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like look back and forth like. Give me a second. I'm just thinking that.
Okay. So, Dad, you're home today?
I am. It's pretty cold outside. I don't really feel like romping around in the snow.
We don't need money that bad?
I mean, we always need money. You know that.
Which
I
one
know.
says this?
I know.
For the passive observer.
This is the tall copper
Copper.
stick.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I
my
mean, you
dad.
said you're going out, right? That means you're coming home with something.
Like you already did.
it might not
Sleight of hand.
That's.
I feel like I should never speak again. Like, Anyways,
It'd make for a pretty useless bard.
Right. Anti-bard.
The mute bard.
Yeah, you're silver tongue.
Oh my god, I now want to make a mute bard who's a mime.
No.
Yes!
Yes! Hard pass on playing that campaign.
You want to go fishing. You're hungry.
Don't you feel
It's
inspired?
2 words.
Yeah. They're stuck in a box.
Vicious mockery is just the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deity trades.
Oh god.
Can't
So-
wait.
Anyways, we digress a whole lot.
Wow.
DM Madigan, I have a question. So this whole traveling in winter section of the Enchiridion mentions that we can take a dray in the city that costs 2 to 4 nibs, but they will still run during the worst weather? Or they'll turn them into
Very
sledges?
infrequently.
Okay. So is it
So, like,
like
real
trying
buses.
to
So,
catch a
like,
winter bus?
Especially in the
When you
snow.
have a half an inch of snow. Okay.
God damn
I don't really want to walk there today. We should see if we can catch a dray.
I guess. Sure. I've never ridden one, but sure.
Okay. So yeah, finish eating and I'll finish saying to my dad, you know, I might not bring home money today.
Why? You're leaving the house, right?
I'm sure I'll bring home some money.
That's my girl.
And then oh yeah, Dad, Sarah mine, Brago, Sarah mine.
Hello.
Did you
Nice to
meet
meet you.
Good to meet you.
Matt Arxier? Did you meet
Mhm.
Ebros?
I believe so.
He was the one cowering under the spider when you came down.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I'm trying. I think I've met.
And
Yeah.
did you say Ozzy was downstairs or no?
Yeah, he's actually back at the sewing machine. He's just kind of like not paying attention to anybody, just head down working on that same red coat.
What's Ozzy at the sewing machine? He does not care you exist right now.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna grab his arm and take him outside and look for a Dre.
Can I put my clothes back on?
Oh, yes.
No.
Nope.
In your stocking feet and like just your underclothes.
And
like,
my borrowed, ill-fitting pants. No, I would like to go up to the room and grab the rest of the stuff.
Can I say that, like, while we were eating, maybe my mom would, like, dried them somehow?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say that a house full of tieflings would be crafty enough to
Okay.
dry some clothing.
We ring them out with our tails or something?
yes. Canon. Just saying.
Alright.
Alright, so yeah, let's see. I will not be wearing my armor, and I'm just gonna wear my regular clothing. Actually, no, I changed that. I'm gonna be wearing, my long dark gold velvet gown.
Classy.
We're going to get a house in the North Ward.
Excuse me. It's my house buying clothes.
Exactly.
My house acquiring clothes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you guys head outside, and once you step outside, you see that it has snowed quite a bit.
Okay.
You see that there are now probably a good 6 inches that came down over the night, and it is still snowing. It's not like snowstorm status at this point, but it's definitely a light snow is still kind of trickling down. You guys head outside, and because of this, you notice that the streets are much thinner. With at least the amount of people is much thinner. There's not as many people out and about walking around. You don't see. You guys walk a couple blocks, like heading towards the direction of the yawning portal, and you don't see any drays out and about, but you do notice a couple of carriages rolling around.
I had to look how much this cost. I don't think that's happening. We'll walk.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. I don't think I have it. We can still like move through the snow, right? It's
Oh
not
yeah,
big
definitely.
enough.
The streets are like there's been traffic and stuff, so they're like maintained enough that you can walk through them. It's not like you're literally walking through like knee-deep snow or anything. But yeah,
Alright.
so you guys make your way towards the yawning pool. I'd say there's probably a good time for us to take our break.
Sweet.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yep.
Wait, then give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Guys,
so everybody, we're going to take our break. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
And
And then my
We're
butt's in
good.
my crossed